let's break this down by position. So I'm just going to throw out each position and you tell me the major thing you have learned from this group, and then I'll build off that. But we'll try and give a little bit of, we don't need to name everybody on the roster here, but just give me one big takeaway from that group that we've learned in 1 week. So, of course, the main one, a big issue for Illinois for several years, the most important position on the field, quarterback. Go.
I think this is Tommy DeVito's job. Like, I think we did like a position battle piece before camp, and was it like 90-10 or something, Joe? It was pretty high. I'd probably up that, like 95-5 or something. I just think he's really running away with this thing.
Yeah, I'm bullish on him. I think he's really talented. I think he has all the tools. From the moment I dove into the Syracuse film, you see every physical thing you need. He's got a strong arm. He's a good athlete. He can get out and prolong plays. I think Barry Lunny's going to use him well. There's going to be a lot more quick hitters. And from what I've seen of him live, and it's limited, right? What we've seen of him live, but in the spring game and what we saw Saturday, I think he's pretty accurate. And that's something we didn't see out of Brandon Peters. And I'm not trying to like get down on Brandon Peters here, but like there's also that swagger, that confidence in Tommy DeVito that I think Illinois needs at that position. I thought Isaiah Williams brought that. I thought Riley O'Toole brought that. Wes Lunt and Brandon Peters just didn't have that kind of oomph. Like when they got on the field, could they lift their teammates? I think Tommy DeVito has that. My questions are, can they protect him? And can he stay healthy? Those are the two things. Syracuse could not protect him, so he couldn't stay healthy. If they do that, I think Tommy DeVito can be a really solid Big Ten quarterback for Illinois. The other thing I'll mention, Art Sikowski, no question, number 2 guy, right? I think Ryan Johnson, no question, is the number 3. I think Donovan Leary, Kirkland Michaud, both very intriguing prospects long-term. I think Leary's got a really nice overall skill set. Kirkland Michaud looks the part, Joey. We haven't seen a lot of reps from him, but he certainly looks the part, has a decent arm. But I think those guys are going to need time, and they're going to need time and reps, and that's probably going to take a while.
I'm with you. And I want to circle back real quick to the competition, because the question I think you and I have, and probably people following the team, is like, okay, then why hasn't Brett just named Tommy DeVito the starter? Well, one, it's 1 week of camp, and you probably want to see your quarterback do this for more than 1 week of camp. And I know he's got the summer and the spring body of work, but you want to give Art the chance too. Yeah. And I thought, Brett, this is just me kind of hypothesizing a little bit. Tell me if you agree, Jeremy. Brett was asked about how he handles the quarterbacks last week when we talked to both Tommy and Art. And he said, I just think if the quarterback ever feels like he loses his head coach, he doesn't have a chance, right? And that, like, so now I'm trying to dive in, like, okay, what it meant last year, right? Like he wasn't going to go out there and be like, we need more from Brandon, or Art. But the obviousness was they needed more from the quarterback position. But I think if he were to go out and say, Tommy's, like, you want to make sure Art still feels like if Tommy gets hurt in the next 2 weeks, you don't want to make Art feel like, well, okay, well, I guess I got no choice. Like, you want to be able to kind of hype these guys up as much as they can and see if Art can go steal it. But otherwise, you want him to be ready like he was a year ago when he went in the first half against was it Nebraska?
Yeah, and I think we both know Art's like the professional. He's going to be prepared. Like he's going to prepare pretty much the same way. But there's a mental thing of like, okay, if I do really well today, or if I do really well this week, I might have a chance at the starting job. I think everyone in that program knows Tommy DeVito, barring a terrible camp, or Art Sikowski lighting the world on fire, which we haven't heard or seen, right? Like he's going to be the starter. Like Tommy DeVito will be the starter. But they got, why not? Like, why not let this play out? Why not have competition? Tommy, you better know if you don't play well and perform, Art's right there. We're comfortable with Art Sikowski.
It's just as much about keeping Tommy gassed up than it is about trying to pump up the people behind him, I think.
Yeah. So I think that's smart of anything. Like there's obvious like, hey, sorry, Jamal Woods, we know you're not the starter. Keith Randolph and Johnny Newton are, but DeVito hasn't played. And that's my only question. Like, I think DeVito, I'm pretty bullish on him relatively. If we're talking about, can he be a solid Big Ten quarterback? I think he's got the tools. I think he's got the swagger. I think he's got the accuracy, but we got to see it when the bullets are flying on an Illinois offense that has questions around him. Right. So I think he should be an upgrade. I believe he'll be an upgrade, but we got to see it when it comes.